What's up, y'all? Let me see here. I want to show y'all how to collect this black mint or this Peruvian mint. Collect the seeds. So this right here, these are the plants. When they get to the end of the season, they make these tiny, tiny flowers. You can barely see them. But then they make these things right here, and these are the seeds. They look a lot like marigold seeds, except they're just not as dark. I remember marigold seeds kind of having a little bit more of a blackness to them. They look a lot like tree marigold too, which is diversifolia, Tithonia diversifolia. But all of this stuff is pretty much in the same family because, as I told y'all before, the Peruvian mint is in the marigold family, because that's how I was able to figure out what this was, because I had bought seeds for it, planted it. It grew so well, then I couldn't really remember what I planted, but with the help of my homegirl and Bull, they both said the same thing. And if you can see what I'm doing, I'm really just kind of grab them where they at, and they'll slide off in your hand. You'll leave most of the stem behind, but you know, and then some are gonna fall. So I'm gonna have a ton of them just volunteering, which is always a thing. These do volunteer very, very well, or you can just hold them over your container. You can just see how you just rub and just knock the leaves off. But yeah, Bull and my homegirl Lynn, they both said basically the same thing. They was like, it looked like marigolds, and I was like, you know, you had them blonde moments, and I was like, yeah. And I think Aisha said the same thing. I can't remember. One more other person said they look like marigolds, but that's what sent me on the hunt on the internet, and I looked up things that were in the marigold family, and that's what led me to, oh yeah, this is that black mint that I ordered, the Peruvian mint. Now let me tell you something about this, because I'm gonna have a bunch of seeds. And at first I didn't know if I was gonna get any seeds because of the weather and just different stuff like that. But as y'all can see, it looks like I'm gonna have decent seeds, and I'm not gonna plant any in this bed, y'all, because a whole bunch of seeds done already fell, and I know they're gonna volunteer. But I just want to tell y'all a little bit about this plant while I keep collecting the seeds, because if some of y'all want some of these seeds, you may be able to get them. You know, because I know I have people every year that ask me for seeds, and sometimes I even just throw in stuff. But I know some of y'all gonna wonder, what could you do with this? This Peruvian mint, I'm gonna try to describe it the best I can, but understand this is subjective. Everybody tastes things differently, just like it's people that love cilantro, there's people that hate cilantro. Not saying it tastes like cilantro, just using that as an example. I'm also gonna break a lot of these dead plants out of here. Once these plants die, in my experience, I have never known them to really come back. Okay, so when you smell this, it reminds you almost of like apple and something else. But the way Peruvians use this a lot is to make kind of like chimichurri type sauces, or to marinate meats with. You could even make pesto with it. I've made pesto with it a couple of 2-3 times. And it does have a lot of health benefits. I can't remember the health benefits off the top of my head right now, but if you look up Peruvian mint, Peruvian black mint, you know, you'll get some ideas of, you know, what it's good for. But I'm telling you now, if you want to make a chimichurri, if you want to put it in soups, stir fries, use it as a herb, use it to marinate meat with. If I marinate meat with it, I usually put it in a mortar and pestle, which you don't have to put it in a mortar and pestle. You can use a food processor, blender, whatever you might have, but with some oil, salt, pepper, other spices, maybe cumin. It kind of depends on what kind of vibe I'm going for. And a bunch of the leaves of this, you can dry it and use the leaves. Most of the time I use the leaves fresh, but you can, like if you're getting towards the end of the season, use the leaves that way. I want to mention that this grows very well in the heat. Very easy plant to grow. I haven't had any bugs to attack it. I think this one and tree marigolds are going to be the main ones that I will grow in the marigold family, because as I said, a lot of these marigolds, they just attract too many bugs for me. I'm not interested. I grow too many brassicas year round to be doing that. I know a lot of people disagree and think that marigolds actually keep stuff out of your garden. Not in my experience, and I didn't just start gardening yesterday. So and you know, sometimes those are things, and I really did not know that until I grew marigolds. I was not a marigold grower, whereas you have certain gardeners that marigolds is a staple every single year without fail. They grow marigolds. That's really just that wasn't me. And I kept seeing people growing them, and you know, I said, well, let me try them. No, all that what they talking about, they keep, no. All they do is draw stuff to my garden, so I'm good. And I'm not one of these people that sprays a lot of, this is lamb's quarter. That might have would have came back, but I'm getting that out the way. Because I'm really trying to clean up this herb bed some too, which is also why I'm pulling these seeds now. But back to the Peruvian mint though. Yeah, the Peruvian mint is definitely a herb that kind of snuck up on me. I really just bought it for the herbal health benefits, but it turned out to have, you know, other benefits. Like, it actually tastes good, because if anybody knows anything, some stuff that's good for you tastes terrible. And that's just keeping it real. Some herbal stuff that's good for you is just disgusting, and you just have to deal with the disgust. Just like, to me, bitter melon. Yeah. But it's not, you know, Cerecy or bitter melon is not meant to taste good. Can you lessen some of that harsh bitterness? Yeah, but yeah. And I mean, I'm talking about the leaves of the bitter melon and the actual plant bitter melon itself. Like, both of them are so horrendously tart. I mean, not tart, but bitter. And my taste buds don't really care for bitter. It's people that love bitter stuff, not me. I'm not one of them. I don't like bitter people. I don't like bitter food. That's probably why I'm not a huge arugula fan. I like the pepperiness of arugula, but I've noticed if you grow it in certain types of soils, it's super bitter. That's why you don't see me growing it a lot, because I can never gauge whether I'm gonna get the nice, you know see how many seeds I got? That's probably thousands of seeds. And I still got a few sticks in there. I'll get the sticks out, and just like how in this one, it's like 2 or 3 seeds holding on. See, knock those off, take the stick out. Knock these few off, take the stick out. So I'll go through there and do that, but you can see I have a ton of seeds in there. Just seeds upon seeds, and a bunch of them fell, so it'll volunteer. But yeah, y'all, Peruvian mint, if you've never tried it, if you've never had it, another reason why I'm getting this together, I got some stuff to send off to somebody, and I'm gonna send them some Peruvian mint because I know she likes to cook. And I want to mention to you that this Peruvian mint grows great in the heat. You're not gonna have a problem out of it in the heat. Like I said, it's a very easy plant. You don't have to do much. I pretty much just make sure the ground stays moist, and that's the majority of what I do. Other than that, it pretty much just does what it wants. But anything else you might want to know, because I know I'm probably forgetting stuff about it, y'all go look it up and go see if you may be interested in it. And if I don't have any seeds, if you contact me and I don't have any seeds, because I probably just have seeds around the time that I post this video. But I know that my how to collect seeds videos get a lot of views. They get usually the most views on this channel. You can buy some. I bought these on either eBay or Etsy, one of the two. So it's not like they're impossible to find. So yeah, that's it. How to collect Peruvian mint or black Peruvian mint seeds. So till next time, see you guys later.